Hey, welcome back to Conscious Living. So now that summer's officially over, it can be a little sad. All the vacation's done, right? Kids go back to school.
The weather starts changing.
Yeah, it gets a little chilly.
It can be a bit of a bummer, but for me, what brings a smile to my face is fall fashion. I mean, just think, you got the beautiful jackets, accessories, textures, tones, the shoes, the jewelry. It's a good thing, it's a good time. And for people that love style, fall is the season.
It is, and I love style.
I love style. We both love style.
And I love your style.
And I love your style.
Well, thank you.
Well, it's good. It's good. It's a good thing this is working out then. Yeah, I hope. So coming up, we're going to help you revamp your fall wardrobe with EcoHabitude, giving us some curated finds that are going to keep you eco-fashion fabulous.
And for people of the Jewish tradition, the beginning of fall is a very spiritual time. And our friends from the Jewish Food Experience are going to show you how to celebrate the high holidays with tasty vegetarian cuisine, regardless of your religion. And if you still think going vegan is just for rabbits, the folks from Compassion Over Killing will give us some compelling news that may make you reconsider.
In these days, with all the racial violence happening on the streets, we found one organization in Chicago that's helping kids go back to school in a more peaceful environment.
And for those of us seeking more peace of mind, we're heading to upstate New York to a former monastery that's helping to school spiritual seekers of all religions on mindfulness.
We've got a jam-packed show for you today, coming up on Conscious Living. Well, the change of seasons is a perfect opportunity to flip up your wardrobe. So to help us do that, we've got Kristen Drapesa, who's the CEO of EcoHabitude, for some fall fashion tips. Hey, Kristen.
Hey, Bianca.
Welcome. So glad that you're here.
We're so excited to be here today.
Yeah. Tell me about EcoHabitude. What was the inspiration and what can people find on the site?
Awesome. So EcoHabitude is an awesome online site. It's a peer-to-peer commerce site. And we've got over almost 400 brands now. We've got lots of fashion and lots of lifestyle products as well. Chandeliers, home decor, stuff for children. And so, of course, fashion, like we're going to talk about today.
Perfect. So tell us what you've brought with us. What are some examples of what we can find on EcoHabitude that will help us be, a little more eco-conscious for our fall fashion?
Awesome. So I see that you're wearing a Mariah knitwear dress, which is beautiful. And so we'll start with that. Mariah is an awesome, innovative fashion company that's based in San Francisco. They're locally manufactured and designed out there.
Awesome.
So they've got menswear, and then this is a great cowl neck sweater.
And what are they made out of? What is the material?
They're based, their ethos is based on a zero waste fashion brand.
Look at this.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So zero waste knitwear, how cool.
So what they do is they actually knit the product on the knitting machines so that it doesn't have any excess waste.
Wow.
And she does these fantastic designs throughout all of her clothing.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And so on our first model, we have Molly, and she's here in a cape, which I love for fall. I think it's very on trend. And capes are also great for just layering, especially when you're kind of changing seasons. And then on our second model, we have Anna here, and she has a great example of some of the scarves and neckwear that they design.
Gorgeous.
As well.
I love the accessorizing. I mean, for fall, it's all about jackets and a sweater,
Yes.
or maybe a jacket and a scarf for those days that are a little warmer.
Right, right. Yeah, so you can kind of easily take them on and off,
Exactly.
based on how hot it is or how cold it gets. So.
Yeah. Well, I love the material. It feels just like second skin.
It's gorgeous.
So what else do we have here? that
Well, this is
fashion
Unar.
forward?
I love Unar. She's just such a great fashion-forward brand. They're based in Iceland, and interestingly enough, this is all byproduct of perch. Fish, because they eat so much fish in Iceland, and it would otherwise be discarded. So she takes it, and she just does these beautiful colors. I mean, they're so bright and vivid, and I feel like it's such a great piece for fall.
Yeah, and look at the hardware.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool. Not
Lots
what you
of
think of when you think
compliments for
eco-fashion.
them. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, very trendy.
Cool. And what else do we have here? It looks like we've got something for the gents, maybe?
So, yeah, I mean, November is coming up.
That's right, that's right.
So,
Michael wears a beard. I don't know if he's going to keep it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll bring it back in November.
well, so what we thought was we would bring, it's Crazy Cat Lady, and she's got a whisker wax
Oh, cool.
for the men so they can keep their beards very nice and tidy.
So it helps them to kind of stay a little more clean with all that extra hair. You kind of feel like things
a little
are
more
getting a little
groomed,
crazy.
you know, so they just don't look that crazy.
Exactly.
You know.
Like Grizzly Adams, right?
Right,
To tone
right.
that down a little bit. And for a good cause. November is positive.
Right.
You know, it's something that people can all get
And
involved
Crazy
in.
Cat Lady, real quick, she's awesome. A lot of her proceeds go to her cat rescue.
Oh, awesome.
Hence the name Crazy Cat Lady.
Okay.
Yes.
great
So,
name. And what about this one? Looks like this is another something
gel
here.
belt is really awesome. It's a great piece. It's men's or women's. It's a fun fall piece to wear, and they're 100% recycled material.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, these are all great ideas. The models were beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, we forgot about this piece.
Yeah.
Yes.
Animal Behavior, another really great brand. They're passionate about animals. 5% of their proceeds go to panthera.org.
Oh, nice.
And then Anna, again, here is wearing a blazer. And I think for fall, it's the most essential piece for a woman to have. You can take it on and off. You can wear it to the office. You can take it to cocktails after work and even out.
Perfect.
So it's such an easy piece to have.
Well, thank you, Kristen, for
Yeah.
all these great tips. Lots of things, even something for the gents. And we just love you and what you're doing. So please keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll have you back soon.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thanks, Bianca.
Don't go away. Coming up, we've got more fun fall things here on Conscious Living. Stay tuned.
So September is a great time of year for those of the Jewish faith. Why? Because it's the High Holy Days. So in honor of that, we have Susan Barocas here from the Jewish Food Experience, who's going to share with us a dish to celebrate the High Holy Days and learn a little bit more about it. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So what's the Jewish Food Experience?
Well, the Jewish Food Experience was founded by the Jewish Federation of Greater Washington, and it's really just a way of using food, which is such a great connector,
It is.
to connect people to Jewish identity and community, and build community together.
Beautiful. Yeah, it is. It's such a great way for people of all faiths to connect in all
is.
different backgrounds. So what are the High Holy Days, and how is this dish relevant to that?
Well, the High Holy Days are Rosh Hashana and Yom Kippur. And leading up to the High Holy Days is a month of introspection. And then between Rosh Hashana, which is the Jewish New Year, and Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement, there's 10 days of awe. It's all a time about introspection and renewal. Time to
Interesting.
take stock of your life,
Yes.
figure out how to live your best self.
Interesting. That's so important.
It is.
You know, really in any tradition, but
It
to be accountable, what have I done, and make amends, it sounds like.
It is, because you're supposed to go to people first. Before you have your conversation with God, the idea is that you go and talk to people and make amends for any wrongs you've done.
Interesting. So we've got a black-eyed pea recipe here. I see my little friends. Why black-eyed peas?
Well, in the Sephardic tradition, which is pretty much all the Jews who aren't Ashkenazic, who aren't of the Eastern European faith, there's a little ceremony before dinner, which is 7 blessings that are over symbolic foods, and one of them is black-eyed peas, and it's all the different wishes for the new year. So in this case, black-eyed peas are symbolic of wanting prosperity of both money and many blessings. So if you wanted to start, you could, it's a very simple salad, and you can just start to go ahead, take your tool.
My tool.
Your tool.
You know I like
and
tools.
go ahead and start adding celery, red pepper, and green onions.
So it's so simple. Celery, red pepper, and green onions. And this is going to bring many blessings and
blessings.
money prosperity.
Yes, it is.
I'm in.
And a lot of, also a lot of protein and a lot of good stuff in black-eyed peas.
Okay, cool, perfect. So we'll just drop this in.
Yes.
Excellent. Perfect. And do you make this, is this something you make only during Rosh Hashana or the High Holy Days?
No,
or?
I do make it during that time, specifically at my Seder, and but I will have it other times of the year.
Cool.
And along
And just
with
mix this up.
Just mix it up,
Cool.
and
And have you cooked the black-eyed peas?
I did, and they're so easy. A lot of times you can use canned if you want, but the truth is you buy a bag of black-eyed peas, you cook it for 45 to 50 minutes. I throw a bay leaf in for a little extra
Bay
flavor.
leaf, okay. Salt,
it's
pepper?
done. Well, that's in here.
Oh,
so
it
this
is. Okay.
Salt, pepper, lemon, garlic, and cumin,
Nice.
and vinegar and oil. And that's what's bad about it. So I'm going to go ahead.
Nothing's bad about it. And so how about people that are not Jewish? How can they connect to this, to the High Holy Days?
Well, I think anytime we have spiritual renewal, introspection, let's just go ahead and
Love
give
it.
you the dressing.
Now, there's something special about the spoon too, right?
Yes, this was my grandmother's spoon. The spoon's about 100 years old.
How about
Isn't that nice?
Cool.
Yeah.
So
So at the holidays, you always
Grandmother
want
Barocas.
well, actually, it was the other side.
the
It was
other side.
Grandmother
Okay,
Fleischman.
okay,
but
okay.
you always want to bring out things that have
looks
meaning
good.
to you, which is also something that everyone can relate to.
Right.
Food, gathering around a table, getting together as a community,
Mm-hmm.
having this plate my son and I brought back from Morocco from a trip together. So you want
Cool.
to use these things that
Yeah.
bring meaning to the holiday and meaning to your food.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so I guess
So this is what we're
we're
going to do
together,
real
huh?
quick. And we have a food delivery system here, which is on dive. And it's a really lovely way to eat this. And I'm going to make
Nice.
one real quick for you and let you crunch away.
Oh, cool. Really nice.
Good crunch.
Mm-hmm.
Good flavor.
It's almost, you can really taste the cumin in that. And the black eyed peas are terrific. Excellent.
Good.
I
I'm
love
so
it.
glad. I'm so glad you like it. And the on dive is a really nice way to eat food. Scooping.
Yeah, food delivery system.
Food delivery
Huh?
system.
Barocas. Now, what's happening over here with the apples?
Well, apples and honey are symbolic of the Jewish New Year, and we all dip apples into honey for a sweet New Year.
Oh, cool.
And we even wish each other Shana Tova, a good New Year. Dip an apple in honey. Or if you speak Spanish, if you're Sephardic and you're doing the Rosh Hashanah Seder, you'll say Años muchos y buenos.
Años
which is
muchos y buenos.
Many happy good years.
All right. Well, thank you. And to you as well. And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And años muchos y buenos to you. And don't go away, because up next, we're going to take you to one at-risk community that's going back to school, but they're doing it with a little peaceful twist. Up next.
Well, if you've read the papers lately, they're targeting State Street and Garfield Boulevard as the second worst crime area in the nation. And so we're just 3 blocks east of that. And so with Washington Park having the type of reputation that it has, then this is an area that we need to start in. And our message is of the Cleo Center, which is spelled K-L-E-O, is to keep loving each other. Cleo was my youngest sister. She was 27 years old, and she was a deputy sheriff for Cook County Sheriff's Facility. And she became a victim of domestic violence. She had an ex-boyfriend who she hadn't seen in 4 years and heard that his mother had passed. And she went and took him some food. And on her way out the door, he actually shot her and took his own life. So it was a murder-suicide. And at that time, for me, it was difficult because we were halfway through the renovation of the center. And I said, hey, I can either give up on that dream or I can push that dream harder and provide this atmosphere, a safe haven for children, and name it after my sister. And so we were able to do that in her honor, and that's where Cleo comes from. And we just want this to be a place where residents can feel safe. There's 3 components to the center. One is real estate development, the second is education, and the third is violence reduction. So through our real estate development, we're just in the process of providing affordable and quality housing to the residents of the Washington Park community. Through our educational program, we provide GED prep, SAT prep, ACT prep, and different things like that. You provide peace by service. So when you serve others, you generally give an atmosphere of peace because you're showing love by serving. And so that's why we say keep loving each other, but you do that through service. So our motto is as keep loving each other, but it's also to live for the sake of others. So that means you're serving others in the community. One of the things that you can do is provide them, show them that somebody cares about them. Just like we came today, people couldn't believe that you can get a book bag, school supplies, free food, water, and an actual show. And they're like, it doesn't cost anything. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. And that's how you do it. You foster an atmosphere of love and continue to demonstrate love in the atmosphere. And that's how you start encouraging them. And then they say, well, what can we do to be a part? And you say, hey, just come to the center. And after school, they come here and then they learn how to start being more productive parts of society. We had a lot of political officials that came out, and I would like to believe that they came out because they love the work that we're doing.
We are trying to reinstitute the social and emotional learning process where we can create minds that know how to deal with conflict resolution, know how to create peace and maintain peace in the community.
We felt that it was too much anti-violence work, too much focusing on guns, too much focusing on punitive measures. We wanted to create a pro-peace initiative in our community that takes into account human services, social services, economic factors, and uses those to supplement our law enforcement strategy.
Each and every Friday, we host an event from the hours of 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. where we allow you to sing, rap, dance, poetry, whatever you want to do. You get on the mic, you perfect your craft, and you give it to the audience, and then we judge the winner and we give out a $50 cash prize. Well, today we're going to do that for the community so that they can see it. So we're bringing Friday Night Live outside.
This message for the gangsters and the upper tiers, no fear. As I walk by, excuse me as we fly by. Bounce back, we bounce back, we bounce back, we bounce back, bounce back. We all sinners, but we still got God in us.
Give it up. We're petitioning the city to give us a new venue. We need to build a new center with a 1,000-seat venue so that we can show. Because what happened, police department came to us and said, since you started Friday Night Live, car theft on Friday nights in this community has gone down. Violent crimes in this community on Friday nights has gone down. K, keep, L, loving, E, each, O, other. Keep loving each other, because if you put that mission out, if you talk about love and continue to put that love out, then the community will get it and then the world will get it. And before you know it, we will stop this violence.
Well, these days, so many people are adopting the vegan diet, from Jay-Z and Beyonce to Ellen DeGeneres. The health benefits are obvious, and we're all starting to get on the bandwagon. But a lot of us have thought mainly about the health benefits and not about the humane argument for taking the step to go vegan. So today we've got Erica Meyer, who's the Executive Director of Compassion Over Killing and also the producer of the DC Veg Fest, to share with us some of the arguments for adopting a more humane diet as well as a healthy diet. Hey, Erica.
Thank you so much for having me, Bianca.
So good to have you here, and these wonderful, delicious treats you have, wonderful examples of the many alternatives that people can use instead of dairy and meat for their diets.
Yes, yeah, and this is some of what we'll be showcasing at the DC Veg Fest. You can buy this at grocery stores and restaurants throughout the DC area as well.
Yeah, it's easier. So tell me about Compassion Over Killing and some of the issues that are happening, particularly with factory farming, that a lot of people aren't aware of.
Yeah, well, Compassion Over Killing, thank you for asking. We are a nonprofit animal protection organization, and we focus on farmed animals. What we do, our job, our mission is to expose the abuses that farmed animals endure behind the closed doors of factory farms and slaughterhouses. We go undercover with investigations. We have a legal advocacy program that challenges how the animals are treated and challenges how they're marketed in stores. And we also have a very active outreach program where we reach out to the public and educate them about where their food is actually coming from, because most people have no idea. These industries don't want the public to know what's going on. So we bring that information to the public and provide them with an opportunity to see where their food is coming from and to make kinder choices. And that is an example of what we have here today.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen some of the clips on YouTube and online with some of the just horrors that happen inside the animal farms. Tell me a couple examples of some of the worst abuses that you've seen.
Most people are surprised to learn that farmed animals have virtually no legal protections whatsoever. They're denied the same protections we often provide dogs and cats in our homes. And so what happens behind the closed doors of factory farms is very shocking. It includes animals who are, they're castrated without any pain relief. They have their piglets have their tails docked. They have their ears cut. Chickens who are in the egg-laying industry, they spend their lives in tiny cages so small they can barely spread their wings. And that's the same with mother pigs as well. They are living on breeding factories. They're confined. They're immobilized in these crates where they can barely take a step forward or backwards, and they can't turn around.
You know, that was one of the things, seeing a video online of cows being separated from their calves and sort of hooked up to machines just so that we can eat cow milk and drink cow milk and all the products from dairy. And that was for me, you know, on the vegetarian continuum, taking that step to finally say, okay, I'm letting go of the cheese, I'm letting go of the milk, and there's plenty of alternatives from hemp milk and almond milk, and you know, it's great. It tastes great. You've got yogurt, you've got so many different options. So tell me a little bit about some of the things that people are going to see at DC Veg Fest and what you have here that can maybe give people who are a little uncertain about taking that step away from eating meat and dairy into becoming more vegan and more compassionate with their diets.
Yeah, well, we develop food habits when we're very young, and so we get very accustomed to certain flavors. And what's so great about the food available today is that plant-based foods have all the flavors and all the reminders of the foods that we're used to, but they're cruelty-free.
Right.
And not only are they cruelty-free, which is better for the animals, they're actually healthier for our bodies. Plant-based foods are cholesterol-free. So you can enjoy the flavors, as you can see here today. You can enjoy Italian sausage and hot dogs and an Egg McMuffin styled sandwich, cupcakes and macaroni and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
100% plant-based. And it tastes very familiar to you, but yet there's no animals at all in these products.
So you don't have to give up that comfort food. I mean, you know,
Exactly.
a lot of us are emotional eaters and we just want to feel good when we eat our food. And I think that's why a lot of people are afraid of adopting the vegan diet. So tell us a little bit about what people can expect at the DC Veg Fest, where they're going to see lots of different vendors selling products just like this, lots of information. It's coming up in October. Why everybody at home should come out.
Yeah, well, it's a free event for starters. We want as many people to come and enjoy this festivities. It's a celebration of vegetarian food in the DC area, and it's meant to introduce people to new foods, to introduce people to like-minded individuals who are anywhere on the path from being already vegan to being vegetarian to just discovering what we call pre-vegans, people who are interested in learning more about how to incorporate these foods in their diet. And you can get free food samples. We'll have over 100 different vendors, from nonprofit organizations to commercial vendors to food vendors, which are clearly our most popular. We'll have free food samples, cooking demonstrations. There's a kids activity area, and it's a dog-friendly event, so you can bring your canine companion.
Perfect,
So it's just a fun celebration. It's meant for everyone to come, and you'll get a lot of free stuff. The first 1,000 people will get a free bag loaded with free stuff.
Ooh, yum. Well, for those of you who can't make it out to the DC Veg Fest, there's plenty of ways that you can find out information about adopting a more compassionate diet. You can find out on dcvegfest.com. You can also check out happycow.com for restaurants around the world that serve great vegan cuisine. So Erica, thank you so much for being here. Can't wait to dig into some of these treats here. I don't know which one to start with. Maybe the cupcakes.
Yes, absolutely. I know, I have such an appetite now looking at all this food.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. And don't go away. We've got more coming up here on Conscious Living. Maybe this one. I don't know. What do you think?
I think this one, the peanut butter and chocolate.
Ooh, peanut butter. Let's swap. As our planet evolves, contemplative practice has become increasingly popular to people from all faiths, religions, and worldviews. For those seeking to deepen their spiritual connection, the Garrison Institute offers a unique setting for introspection and repose.
We have a beautiful 96-acre site here. This majestic 4-story, 77,000 square foot building overlooks the mighty Hudson River, which is a really lovely amenity. People who come here walk the grounds, and it's a tremendous contribution to the sense of relaxation and repose that's available when you come to Garrison Institute. The building was built in 1932 as a Capuchin monastery, which is a division of Catholicism. And it was a sequestered monastery where monks lived, only monks, no nuns, and they didn't interface with the outside world, and everything was done on premises. They made their own sandals, they cooked their own food and grew their own vegetables. And it was turned into a seminary later, which is a place of education for Catholic boys. Then in 2002, Garrison Institute took over this site, renovated the building, and turned it into a retreat center. It was really auspicious that the place was a former monastery, because in a way we were able to use the DNA, the bones of the building that was already spiritually imbued as a sort of a foundation for what we were doing here. We have a front yard with a beautiful meadow, a gazebo and benches overlooking the Hudson River with West Point on the other side, which is an interesting irony. We have the Appalachian Trail with an easy access, so there's an abundance of interfacing with nature, which is part of the contemplative experience as well. In our backyard, we have bamboo groves, we have flower gardens, we have herb gardens, we have a labyrinth that people can walk as another contemplative practice. You go in and you walk gradually, slowly toward the center of the labyrinth. And then when you get there, you turn around and you gradually, slowly walk out, the same way you came in. But it's like an unfolding, an unraveling, a letting go process. And I think the sort of aimlessness of it is part of the letting go process. Yeah, that you don't, it's not like getting from point A to point B. It's like letting go of thinking about point A and point B. When you come to Garrison, it's not like coming to a hotel with a spa and amenities, but rather more like paring down the distractions that are so prevalent in our world and being able to simplify one's experience. We have a beautiful meditation hall in the former chapel of the building with vaulted ceilings and stained glass windows. We have a sort of Harry Potter-like dining room. All of the furniture in the building is beautifully made by Amish in the arts and crafts tradition. So it's beautifully appointed, but at the same time everything is very simple, elegant and simple. The food here is unbelievably good, exceptionally good. People rave about the food. Groups come here from all of the major world religions. Most of our focus is on contemplative practice, meditation, and all of these major world religions have some component of that. What all groups share in when they come to Garrison Institute is contemplative practice, the aspiration for self-transformation, but not just that. We also are highly oriented toward people bringing that transformative experience back with them into daily life such that their personal and professional lives are transformed by it. There are many types of contemplative practice, ones that involve movement and ones that involve stillness. And as science has begun to show us, contemplative practice actually has measurable results. People can behave better, have better health, and can sort of implement their goals more skillfully. And so I think with that dimension of provability, these practices have become increasingly more popular and of interest to a variety of disciplines and a variety of people in different worldviews. We feel that if anyone has a genuine aspiration to better themselves and better the society they live in, that we want to support that in any way that we can.
Well, that's all the show we have for you this week, but you can keep up with us 24/7 at ConsciousLivingTV.com.
That's right, and on social media, on Twitter at Conscious TV, and on Facebook at Conscious Living TV. See you next time.